Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to another edition of Think Different Television. Okay, so what are we going to do today? We're going to create a study guide. We're going to learn how to study for a quiz or a test or an exam. This is the basics. This is like round one. All right, so let's say we have a quiz coming up on Friday on these topics. So you notice that here's my regular notebook right here, and here is some paper. This could be any paper. I ripped it out, or it's going to be a separate notebook, or whatever. So I have separate thing to write on for my study guide. And I noticed that here are the three things that I label that I have, so like a table of contents. So Pythagorean theorem and its converse, and simplifying radicals. These are the three things that are going to be on the quiz, and these are the three things that I'm going to study in my study guide. So each section is going to be like a page dedicated to it, or more than one page dedicated to each. So the first thing is the Pythagorean theorem. We're going to go over that first. And I found it in my regular notebook right here. So what am I going to do? I'm going to write this again, and you do this with me. In a right triangle, I'm trying to just get familiar. I'm not just going to copy it. I'm trying to figure out what the hell it means, right? In a right triangle, the sum of the squares of the lengths of the legs is equal to the square of the length of the hypotenuse. Okay, so I wrote that down. Okay, so I add up the squares of the lengths of the legs. So I square the legs and I add them up and I get equal to the sum of the hypotenuse. Okay, so I'm starting to understand it. Okay, try to remember it because it might have been a while. So now I'm going to look here. Oh, here's some pictures. So let's copy those down. Those are important. So here we go. So we have, this is a leg. I remember this is a leg because it makes up the right angle. Then opposite the 90-degree angle is the hypotenuse. This is what I'm saying to myself. This is what I'm thinking. I'm going to write it down because the more stuff I write, the better I'm going to remember. The Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And the legs are a and b, and this is c. Also, according to this, I can add a little of my own thing. It's leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. Like that. So leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. Okay, so I think I have the basics now. So now it's time to dive into some problems. So I think I understand it. So it's leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. Hypotenuse is opposite the right angle. Notice how I keep going over it in my head. I keep talking to myself in my head or out loud to really understand what's going on. I'm not just copying stuff. That's easy to do. You really have to think about understanding and how you're going to understand it and memorize it for the quiz. Okay, so let's just start off with an easy one. This is what I'm thinking. Okay, so here is one from my notes. I'm just copying it down from my notes. Good thing I took good notes. So now I can use these problems to practice for the quiz. Okay, so we have a right triangle. We have 3, 4, and x. So I noticed that the answer is 5 here. And here's my work right here, but I'm not going to look at it. So the answer is 5. Okay, I'm not going to look at it. I'm going to see if I can get it on my own. Okay. So this is A, B, and C. Try on your own. See if you can get it. Okay. 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. All right. Okay. 3 squared. I remember the teacher saying that's not 6. That's 9. That's 16. This is c squared. Okay. 9 plus 16 is 25. C squared. What's the opposite of squaring? Oh, square root. Okay, I remember that. Is that? Oh, I had to look at my notes. Okay, that's okay. You can look at your notes. That's what they're there for. Now I remember, now it's square root, okay. So what number times itself is 25? That would be 5. Because 5 times 5 is 25. Is that right? Yeah, cool, I got it right. So I got it right. Nice, okay. So I think I understand it, that one. I only need to look a little bit. So let's try a harder one. That's what I'm going to think. So let's see if in my notes I have something a little more challenging to do. Cool, let's try this one. Example 4. This one looks challenging. Oop, there's the answer. So I got my eyes on the prize. So I'm going to get some more room in my study guide. Okay, I'm going to copy this one down now. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to try and solve it. Okay, so this is, I'm not going to, see how my work is covered up? There's the work right there covering it up. I'm not looking. All right, so what am I going to do? Well, it's sort of oriented different. So these are the legs. This is the hypotenuse. So this is the hypotenuse because it's opposite the right angle. See if you can do it on your own. This right here is the leg, and this is the leg. Okay. Damn, how do you set this up? I'm stuck. Okay, I'm stuck. I forget how to do it. What am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to look at my notes. Okay, in my notes it said x squared and 22 squared. So I'm looking, so x is a leg. Okay. Okay, looking at my notes. Okay, now I'm going to pick up where I left off. I didn't look at the whole thing, just looked at it for a little hint. So it's x squared, this is like A, this is B, this is C. Okay. X squared plus 22 squared equals 25. Okay. 25 squared. So 22 squared is 484. 25 squared is 625. Notice I'm doing the whole problem out. I'm doing it from scratch, just like it would be on the quiz, just like I'm doing a quiz right now. Okay, so I'm going to subtract these two. 625 minus 484. And I get 141. Okay. So I'm going to square root both sides, because squaring and square root are opposites, I remember. X equals square root of 141. Did I get it right? Yeah, nice. I got it right. Cool. All right, so now I'm going to try a few other ones. Okay, so now I'm going to do at least 5. So I did 2, so I'm maybe try this one right here. Maybe try this one right here. Go ahead, look back in your notes. Here's 1. Here's 2 examples. See if you can do these and add them to your study guide. Go ahead. So I did 2. You should have at least 5 done. Make sure they're more challenging. Go. All right, next. Okay, I think I got Pythagorean theorem. What am I going to look at next? Oh, I know. The next thing. Pythagorean theorem and its converse. So I'm going to do a new page. Pythagorean theorem and its converse. So here's my section of my study guide for this topic, for this lesson. Okay? So I'm going to copy it down and understand at the same time. If the sum of the squares of the measures of the 2 shorter sides of a triangle, okay, equals the square of the measure of the larger side, then it is a right triangle. Okay, what the hell is that? I kind of just copied it. So if the sum of the squares of the measures of 2 shorter sides, so I add up the squares, so I square the 2 shorter sides, add it up, and if it equals the square of the longer side, then it's a right triangle. Okay, so that would mean that a squared, oh, here it is, plus b squared, does that equal c squared? Cool, so does a squared plus b squared equal c squared? So that's what I have right there. Okay, so now I'm going to start trying one. Okay, I kind of remember that. Okay, I'm going to look at, oh, so 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared and 25. Okay, I remember that. That's an easy one. Okay, I think I remember that one. Let's try a harder one, because I think I'm good on this. I'm pretty good on the Pythagorean theorem, but I need, oh, these ones are the radicals, those ones are tough. So I think I'm just going to target those, the more challenging problems, because I think I have this down pretty well. If I don't have it down pretty well, then I'm going to start in doing the easy ones. But I'm just showing you an example of, if you're pretty confident, I'm just going to spend my time on the ones that are going to push me. I'm not going to waste my time on ones that I think are easy. Okay. So, what is this? Okay, so this is a... Damn, I totally forget how to do this. What do I do? Okay, so I square this. Okay, all right. So I'm covering up, I'm not really looking. Okay, so it's 10 squared plus 10 radical 3 squared. Does that equal 20 squared? Okay, this is 100 plus... Damn, I forget how to do this. Oh, good, I have my notes, okay. Where is it? 10 radical 3 plus 10 radical 3. Oh, radical 3 plus times radical 3 is 3. I remember that, because radical times a radical is itself. 10 times 10 is 100. Okay. So that's going to be 10 radical 3 times 10 radical 3. Radical 3 times radical 3 is 3. 10 times 10 is 100. 20 times 20 is 400. So it's 100 plus 100 and times 3 is 300. Does that equal 400? Notice how I'm like talking to myself the whole time. I'm really thinking about what's going on. I'm doing the problem all on my own. I'm not copying it. Boom, got it. Okay, so that's right. I think I have it. Okay, so I'm still a little confused about this. I'm actually going to do this problem again because I'm sort of confused. All right, so I'm going to cover it up with my phone right here. Cover up my phone or my calculator, and I'm just going to do this one again. See if I can get a yes. See if I can just do it all on my own. Okay, see if I can go real fast. So this is 100, okay. Radical 3 times radical 3 is 3, cool. 10 times 10 is 100, 20 times, oh, okay, so now I get it. 300, oh, so easy now, okay. Boom. Okay, so if that appears on the quiz, I got it. I understand it. Okay, maybe I need to do another one with radicals in it. Let's see if I can find it. That's what I'm thinking. Another one with radicals in it. Oh, here we go, down here. So I'm going to do this one next. Okay, find a new page. Radical 5, radical 12, and radical 13. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. Oh, this one right here also. With the fractions, I got to practice those. I just noticed that. So I can practice the fractions and practice these. So I'm going to do 3 or 4 more problems right now, right out of my notes. Ready, set, go. Do it on your own. Go. All right, nice job. Good work. You keep doing this for all of them, all of your objectives.